Hey everyone, it is May the 5th and it's time for another Planter Garden HGC Challenge update. And I've got lots to show you, but I have to tell you to watch until the end of the video because I'm wearing red, both on my little scarf and on my sweatshirt in honor of the missing and murdered Indigenous women. It is that day today, and I'm specifically wearing it in honor of Aubrey Dameron. Hello everyone, it is May the 5th, and that is of course the day that we give our updates for the Planter HGC Challenge. What? So I'm gonna give you the tour and show you all the things that are growing or not growing in my garden from the challenge. But I also have to explain that I am wearing red today, not because I love red, I don't, but because today is the day of missing and murdered Indigenous women. And I'm wearing red in honor of Aubrey Dameron, who was last seen in 2019. So stay tuned till the end of the video if you want to know more about that. But first, let's see how things are growing in the world of the Almost Homestead. So 2 plantings later, you may notice that in this lovely little place, there are absolutely 0 chicories growing that I can find. Don't worry though, I have them in another location. So since none of my efforts to grow chicory outside worked, I planted some here in with my peppers. Now granted, these have been actually outside most of the little chicory plants' lives, but they will be inside probably tonight, and they seem to be growing just fine. So the next one we had was calendula. So as you can see, I do have calendulas here, 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 and here. I actually did not know about this one because it was hidden in some chickweed and dead nettle, but it is here. And these, they're growing really slowly, but they are growing, and so I think they're gonna make it. I also planted some in here somewhere. Oh, there we go. I put little sticks to mark them. So there's one here, there's one here, and there. Maybe all, let's see. Oh, no, there's one here. There may be more. They may just not have made it. Oh, nope, there's another one, I think, right here. So I think the calendulas are gonna be all right. Growing more slowly than the ones I sowed from seeds last year, which by the way are still growing, but they're gonna make it. I originally planted some mammoth basil over here. I see absolutely 0 plants. However, all of the basil that I planted in the tiny containers have been big enough that they have been moved to other places. These 3 have been moved into pots, but some were ready to go directly into the garden. Zoom, the neighbor's cat, has decided to join us on this tour. Hi Zoom, say hi to the people. You have adoring fans? No? That tracks. So I'm actually wondering if I got the place wrong of where I initially sowed the basil and I had put them here, because this one didn't come from my pots. But these 2 did, and they're doing okay. And I have others over here that are doing really well. This one, and this one. All of those are doing really well. They're gonna get big, they're gonna go to seed, and I'm gonna have lots of basil. Probably gonna transplant the other basils into the garden sometime soon. So here we have the ground on which we are hoping Tulsi will grow. I planted Tulsi seeds. My husband hoed this up. And I think these may actually be Tulsi seeds here. So we'll see. I think most of these are just grass, but I guess time will tell. So I'm going to toss the seeds, literally, here in this patch where currently chickweed and red dead nettle are growing. Now these two plants are about at the end of their growing season, so they're going to be gone soon, leaving lots of room for our parsley seeds to grow and giving them shade while they start to sprout. So here I had originally planted mallow. I see mulberry and a leaf of mulberry and grass. But you know what I don't? Well, maybe that one is. I don't know. Unless that is mallow, I do not think that I have mallow growing here. I did also plant some in pots. So here you can see where I had the mallow seeds. Of all of the ones that were in the bags that I called stratified, 1, 2 seem to have lived. Yes, I know that they are overwatered right now. We had a storm last night. I need to take all of my plants in before it rains tonight. But for today, I'm gonna sow some more mallow seeds. So we have officially reached the point at which I'm no longer counting how many seeds I put down. I just want some mallow to grow. I do not, however, want them to grow in my bee balm section. As you can see, there are also gnats here. I am not sure why that is. I feel like somebody else talked about them, so I'll probably see it in their video. So I had also planted bee balm, which you see 3 of those growing. I also found some in my yard, so that's cool. Rosemary. I actually have 2 rosemary plants. So we got to get the water out of here. Rosemary does not do well with being too wet. Calendula, I have 2 plants of that. Evening primrose is coming up. Hi, Zoom. Zoom is assistant gardening, even though she hates everyone, but she's cute, so it's okay, we tolerate it. So salvia, none of those have come up. This originally had a some kind of a yellow pear tomato, it looks like. So we'll take its label out. We're gonna sow some more salvia seeds. These are gonna come straight from the bag instead of from the cold stratification bag. So I don't have a whole lot of the salvia seeds. We'll just sow what we can. And they're going everywhere except where I want them to go, per protocol. So they're in my cayenne pepper, they're in my evening primrose. You know what? Whatever. It's fine. So what else? So I had also planted soapwort, and I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if you can see the 5th one. Plants from that. English daisy, I have 0, so we will replant those. Oh wait, I have 1. But I'm going to replant all the others. Also going to take out the dandelion. And let's do that real quick. And last but not least, we have nasturtium. I am going to plant them in this little row of empty pots. Usually you soak them. This time I'm going to try and nick them with a knife to help the seedlings emerge. So you can see in this little seed how I just made a tiny little slit in it to help the seed emerge. And we're just going to put it down here. They're big seeds, so they need to be planted down kind of towards the bottom, and we'll see if they grow. So one thing that you may or may not know about me is that when I'm not nerding out over edible plants, medicinal plants, and how to grow my garden, I am often found listening to true crime podcasts, watching true crime TV shows, and I often go to sleep to the sound of true crime. And this story is one that gets to me a little bit, and I'm not entirely sure why it hits me so deeply, but the story of Aubrey Dameron is one that has a lot of questions and not a lot of answers. Aubrey walked out of her home in 2019 and just never was seen again. She hasn't been found. Her body hasn't been found. Her mother doesn't seem particularly cooperative. Anything that you watch or read about her has quotes from people who are not her mother. But she was a transgender woman who lived within the Cherokee Nation lands. And in spite of the fact that transgender people had always been kind of treated with like extra respect as two-spirit, she was not treated with that kind of respect. She was bullied a lot, she was teased, high school was rough, but from everything that people said, she was super, super kind. And I think maybe that's what gets to me most of all, is that she was described as being this light, this person who was so full of love for others. And it seems like the people with power in the situation can't be bothered with her. So I'm not gonna go into the whole story because I haven't done nearly the level of research that would be that she deserves. But what I'm going to do is in the comments under this post, in the description under this post actually, I'm going to put links to some podcasts, some articles, some places where you can find out more about Aubrey, and the link to her family's Facebook page, because I think it would mean the world to them when the authorities forget that your loved one exists and is missing. When the world forgets your pain, I think it would mean the world to you to hear that someone remembers. And as a side note, a long time ago in a land far away, I was a foster parent and one of my kids went missing. And I remember what it felt like for just a few days of her missing. And I cannot imagine what 5 years has to feel like. So I would love it if you would maybe click on a link or join the Facebook group, or even just send a message to her family saying, you know what? I remember that Aubrey existed. I remember that you are suffering and you're worrying and you have questions. So, you know, I know it's a little heavy, and usually that's not kind of my jam on this channel, but it's really important to me. So I just wanted you to know what I know for today, and always keep her family and loved ones in your prayers. And now for some funny bloopers, because you know they always happen here. So I'm wearing red today in honor of Aubrey Dameron, who disappeared. And I am wearing red in honor